What if the most effective weapon in modern warfare isn't a missile or a fighter jet, but an unarmed aircraft that never sleeps, never eats, and never feels fear? Imagine a machine so advanced it can scan entire countries in a single mission and relay data in real time, all while its operators sit safely miles away. Welcome to the world of the RQ-4 Global Hawk, a high-altitude, long-endurance unmanned aerial vehicle that has redefined modern surveillance and reconnaissance. But behind its sleek design and unmatched capabilities lies a story of innovation, controversy, and the ever-evolving nature of warfare. Today, we'll take a deep dive into the journey of this remarkable drone, from its origins as a daring concept to its role as an indispensable tool in the U.S. military arsenal. We'll explore its engineering marvels, its challenges, and its impact on the future of combat aviation. To understand the rise of the RQ-4, we must first revisit the legendary Lockheed U-2 Dragon Lady. Introduced in the 1950s, the U-2 was a groundbreaking reconnaissance aircraft that flew higher than any fighter jet of its time. It became a Cold War icon, capturing intelligence that shaped geopolitics. But as advanced as the U-2 was, it had its flaws. Human endurance. Pilots endured grueling 12-hour missions, wearing pressurized suits in cramped cockpits. Risk factor. Missions often crossed hostile territory, putting pilots at significant risk, as seen in the infamous 1960 U-2 incident when pilot Francis Gary Powers was shot down over Soviet airspace. By the late 20th century, the U.S. military realized it needed something new, an aircraft that could perform extended reconnaissance missions without endangering human lives. In the 1990s, two major players emerged to address this challenge. Teledyne Ryan Aeronautical introduced the Tier 2 Plus program, aiming to create a high-altitude, long-endurance drone. Lockheed Martin, the creators of the U-2, proposed the stealthy but controversial RQ-3 Dark Star. The Tier 2 Plus program, which would later evolve into the RQ-4 Global Hawk, prioritized endurance and range over stealth. It promised a drone capable of staying airborne for more than 24 hours and covering vast distances. An unblinking eye in the sky. The first RQ-4 prototype took flight in 1998, showcasing its potential as a revolutionary surveillance platform. Its design was inspired by the U-2, but with modern enhancements. A wingspan of 130 feet, rivaling that of commercial airliners like the Boeing 757. A lightweight fuselage made of advanced composites for maximum efficiency. A single Rolls-Royce F-137 engine, delivering enough power for high-altitude, long-endurance missions. In 2001, before the RQ-4 was fully operational, the 9/11 attacks changed everything. The U.S. military needed real-time intelligence for operations in Afghanistan and Iraq. The Pentagon called on Northrop Grumman to deploy the Global Hawk, despite its unfinished state. The results were a mix of triumph and struggle. Success. The RQ-4 provided invaluable intelligence, demonstrating its ability to surveil vast areas and relay data in real time. Challenges. Several prototypes were lost due to technical issues, highlighting the risks of deploying untested technology. Despite these setbacks, the RQ-4 proved its worth, earning its place as a key asset in the U.S. military's reconnaissance arsenal. The RQ-4 Global Hawk is no ordinary drone size. At 47 feet long and with a wingspan of 130 feet, it dwarfs most fighter jets. Endurance. It can stay airborne for up to 34 hours, covering distances of 12,300 nautical miles. Altitude. Operating at 60,000 feet, it flies well above commercial airliners and most enemy threats. The RQ-4's surveillance capabilities are unmatched. Optical and infrared cameras are capable of identifying objects as small as a tablet from 66,000 feet. Synthetic Aperture Radar, or SAR, provides high-resolution imagery, even in poor weather or darkness. And with modular payloads, instruments can be swapped out for specific missions, from battlefield reconnaissance to disaster response. These features allow the Global Hawk to monitor areas the size of South Korea or Hungary in a single mission. Unlike traditional aircraft, the RQ-4 is operated entirely from the ground. Its control system is divided into two components. First, the Mission Control Element, or MCE, which manages flight operations and reconnaissance tasks. And second, the Launch and Recovery Element, or LRE, which handles takeoff and landing. While human operators provide high-level commands, the drone's advanced automation handles most of the flight, akin to a space probe navigating Earth's atmosphere. Originally projected to cost $10 million per unit, the RQ-4's price tag skyrocketed to $130 million by the 2010s, rivaling manned fighter jets. This raised questions about whether the drone truly offered cost savings compared to traditional aircraft. In 2019, an RQ-4 was shot down over the Persian Gulf by an Iranian missile, sparking international tensions. While its unarmed nature minimized political fallout, the incident highlighted its vulnerability in contested airspace. Despite its advanced capabilities, the RQ-4 has not fully replaced the U-2. Critics argue that the Global Hawk's high cost and vulnerability limit its effectiveness in certain missions. Meanwhile, the U-2 continues to evolve, proving that manned reconnaissance still has a role in modern warfare. The RQ-4 has proven invaluable in non-combat roles, such as monitoring natural disasters like hurricanes and wildfires, and assisting in relief efforts after the Fukushima nuclear disaster in Japan. The Navy adapted the RQ-4 for maritime surveillance, creating the MQ-4C Triton. With enhanced durability and specialized sensors, the Triton monitors vast oceanic regions, supporting anti-submarine warfare and search and rescue missions. The RQ-4's future lies in finding new applications, like monitoring ballistic missile launches under the Rangehawk program and supporting allied operations as countries like Japan and South Korea adopt the Global Hawk for regional surveillance. As technology advances, drones like the RQ-4 may pave the way for fully autonomous reconnaissance platforms. However, balancing cost, capability, and reliability will remain a challenge. The RQ-4 Global Hawk represents a turning point in aviation history. It's more than a drone. It's a symbol of how technology is reshaping warfare and surveillance. But as we rely more on machines, we must consider the ethical and strategic implications of removing humans from the equation. What are your thoughts on the Global Hawk's impact? Do you believe drones will fully replace manned aircraft, or is there still a place for pilots in the future of warfare? Let us know in the comments. If you could design the next generation reconnaissance platform, what features would you prioritize? Share your ideas and join the conversation about the future of aviation.